Hello gamers, today we present to you the top 10 tactical shooter games released on mobile. Before watching the video, put a like and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the video. Modern Ops, an online game with a size of 800 megabytes, available on Android and iPhone. Modern Ops is a multiplayer FPS that's clearly inspired by Counter-Strike. Your objective in each setting is always the same: get a higher score than the enemy and get rid of as many rivals as you can. The main game mode in Modern Ops is very similar to the traditional Counter-Strike, where two teams have to face each other in order to get more points than their rivals. But just like in the traditional deathmatch games, you don't have to wait that long when your character is killed, instead you'll respawn almost instantly. Modern Ops is a really entertaining online shooter that offers great visuals and a ton of different weapons. You can also buy all kinds of upgrades and accessories for your unlocked weapons. MaskGun, an online game with a size of 550 megabytes, available on Android and iPhone. MaskGun is a multiplayer FPS clearly inspired by Counter-Strike that lets you enjoy 3 different game modes: Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch and Deactivate the Bomb. Up to 10 gamers can play against each other at the same time in any of these modes. The controls in MaskGun are straightforward and well adapted for touchscreen devices. In MaskGun there are a fair number of maps, which may also look somewhat familiar to anyone who's played Counter-Strike at some point, because all the settings are practically identical versions of other settings as in Dust_2. MaskGun is a great multiplayer shooter with strong graphics and a more than adequate variety of game modes. In addition, you can create and customize loads of different weapons and masks in order to give your shooter his own personality.
Headshot, mega kill. Headshot, mega kill.
Rogue Heist, an online game with a size of 1 gigabyte, available on Android only. Rogue Heist is a multiplayer shooter where 2 teams of robbers fight for the same loot. Each team is made up of a maximum of 5 players, all of whom fight tooth and nail in exciting games around 5 minutes long. In Rogue Heist, you'll find several different game modes. Heist mode requires strategy and coordination, since your team's objective is to get to the loot before your opponents. Gang War, on the other hand, offers a classic team-based deathmatch, where your objective is simply to kill as many enemies as you can. Finally, with Brawl mode, it's every man for himself as you fight to get the highest score. As is usual in this type of game, you start out with a couple of weapons and a single skin, but as you play, you can unlock much more. Rogue Heist is an excellent online shooter with exciting 5v5 games set in enormous scenarios. It also has great graphics that you can easily adjust to best suit your smartphone. Standoff 2, an online game with a size of 1.8 gigabytes, available on Android and iPhone. Standoff 2 is a multiplayer Counter-Strike style FPS in which two teams face off inside relatively small settings. All the maps are clearly based on Counter-Strike maps. The control system of Standoff 2 is really well adapted to touchscreens, with a virtual D-pad on the left side of the screen and the gun's crosshair on the right. By default, your weapon's shooting button appears on both sides of the screen, which makes the action more comfortable for you. Standoff 2's main game mode is a deathmatch, in which two teams battle against each other for 5 minutes. Unlike the original Counter-Strike, you only have to wait 5 seconds to respawn if you're killed. In total, Standoff 2 has 3 games modes, each one with unique features. Standoff 2 is a really fun 3D online FPS, with great graphics and loads of different weapons.
The dead have seen the end of war.
Critical Ops, an online game with a size of 750 megabytes, available on Android and iPhone. Critical Ops is a first-person multiplayer shooter that goes something like this. There are 2 teams made up of up to 6 players, terrorists and anti-terrorists. There are also 2 of maps, and depending on your team, your job is to place or deactivate a bomb or simply get rid of as many opponents as you possibly can. Controls are perfectly adapted to touchscreen smartphones. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll find the virtual stick. In order to rotate the camera and aim your gun, you just have to slide your finger towards the right side of the screen. You can also find the shoot, reload, jump and duck buttons on the right side. There are very obvious similarities between this game and Counter-Strike. You can even find similarities in the repertoire, where you'll find several different submachine guns, assault rifles, sniper rifles or shotguns, and don't forget that you can also grab firearms and weapons from the bad guys you've already taken out. Critical Ops is an outstanding FPS multiplayer in every way. This really is one of the best games in this genre for Android and iOS, even better than Critical Strike Portable, which was developed by the same studio. Farlight 84, an online game with a size of 1.7 gigabytes, available on Android and iPhone. Farlight 84 is a multiplayer action game that submerges you in 40-player battles where the last man standing wins the game. We're talking about a battle royale that's very similar to Fortnite, Omega Legends and Cyber Hunter. However, Farlight 84 stands out for its colorful visuals, as well as for the variety in weapons and vehicles available to you. A post-apocalyptic world awaits you. Keep in mind that the resources are scarce and bombing is constant. The objective of the game is the usual one in this genre. Gather weapons and equipment on the map to get rid of the enemies and arrive at the safe zones. The safe zones are super important because you'll keep losing life if you're outside the circles of game. The energy system available in Farlight 84 is one of the features that make it unique. The game map includes several energy recharge points that allow you to use your jetpack as well as upgrade your weapons and armor. Use your jetpack to advance quickly both horizontally and vertically, plus you can level up your weapons if you get copies of the ones you already have. Farlight 84 is a super fun battle royale that lets you experience intense battles against players from around the world. The best part is that you don't have to play alone, since the title lets you enjoy teams of 2 or 4 players.
There's a Mark 4A1 here.
Sausage Man, an online game with a size of 2.8 gigabytes, available on Android and iPhone. Sausage Man is a cartoon-styled, competitive shooting, battle royale game featuring sausages as protagonists. It is a game that you can get started with effortlessly and play anytime, anywhere. You will roleplay as funny and adorable sausages and fight in high-octane, imagination-filled battles. You will be greeted with a fluid and hardcore battle system, with realistic ballistic trajectories and even a breath-holding feature in the game. Meanwhile, the game provides you with flare guns, resurrection machines, tactical covers and ID card systems, which could test the camaraderie and mutual understanding between you and your teammates. There are more than just combats on your battlefield. You will find cuteness and joy all around. Here you can sing, jump and fire your guns on a rubber ball, or use a double jump to avoid precision shots from your enemies. You can also put on a life buoy and do a face-to-face gun battle in the water with others.
Soldier. The enemy is advancing in it.
Brothers in Arms 3, an offline game with a size of 1 GB, available on Android and iPhone. Fight brave soldiers from around the globe on the frenzied multiplayer battlegrounds of World War II, or become Sergeant Wright and experience a dramatic, life-changing single-player journey in the aftermath of the D-Day invasion. There are 4 maps to master and enjoy, 2 gameplay modes to begin with, free-for-all and team deathmatch. Unlock game-changing perks by playing with each weapon class. A soldier's only as deadly as his weapon. Be sure to upgrade yours as often as possible. Use your brothers to gain a tactical advantage. Employ their diverse abilities, airstrike, Molotov and many more. Unlock new allies, upgrade them into seasoned soldiers. Unlock new weapons and turn them into the ultimate arsenal with fire rate, recoil, reload speed or clip size upgrades. Discover the game-changing power of experimental weapons. Wreak havoc with their cool abilities, triple or infinite bullets, electric discharges and more. Indoor and outdoor settings, weather and time of day variations, console-like graphics for a AAA gaming experience. Modern Combat 5, an online game with a size of 1.7 GB, available on Android and iPhone. Step onto the battlefield and answer the call in the classic title that raised the bar for first-person shooter games with its great graphics, high-powered guns, and intense online multiplayer action. Modern Combat is the original mobile FPS where you can choose from more than 10 classes. Jump online for a bit of instant warfare. They thought you were expendable, but they made a critical mistake. You're the one-man army that brings the war to them. Engage in fast-paced story missions where the call will take you from Tokyo to Venice for a variety of first-person shooter challenges. Great graphics, music and voice performances perfectly adapted for a first-person shooter game. Level up by playing pub matches or by completing campaign missions. Make critical decisions, complete your ops, and accomplish your duty. Unlock higher-tier guns and expendable items as you master lower-tier guns. Remember, the battlefield is a place for warfare, not mercy. Train hard, fight hard. When you hear death's call, answer with all the fury of war. Get into the action now and dominate the pubs, or just enjoy a fun match with friends. World War Heroes, an online game with a size of 3.2 GB, available on Android and iPhone. Battle players from around the world in a crazy World War II-era online first-person shooter game. Destroy the enemy and survive tank battles in the center of Berlin and other cities. Participate in team and deathmatch battles, plant bombs and defend them. Take part in World War massive warfare. There are 4 types of combat equipment from the USA, USSR, Japan and Germany. All sorts of new weapons will be available to help your team come out on top. Use the whole arsenal, featuring machine guns, grenades, rifles and sniper rifles. Play PvP shooter every day to earn free prizes and get daily tasks and tons of free stuff. Complete daily tasks and upgrade your gear. You will love World War Heroes first-person shooter action game if you are a fan of tactical realistic PvP shooters, World War shooting games, and multiplayer online army battle games.
the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble.